grammar is, usually taught like engineering.
Right, like you just plug in a formula.
Exactly. You get a perfect sentence and move on.
Yeah.
But when you look at Japanese temporal sequencing, that blueprint just gets thrown right out the window.
Oh, completely. Time in Japanese isn't always this neat binary sequence.
Right.
And today, for our deep dive, we're looking at a tiny detail from our sources that trips up a lot of beginners. But getting it right completely changes how natural you sound.
Yeah, we are demystifying how to sequence things using after.
Yeah.
Specifically, the difference between using Atode versus just Atodo.
Yeah, and it's funny because I always thought of after as a simple sequence,
Right, like snapping Lego bricks together. A
Yeah.
happens, then B.
Exactly. And looking at the basic grammar we have here, it seems pretty straightforward. For a noun, it's just the noun plus no atode.
Like shokuji no Atode for after the meal.
Right, right. And with verbs, once you lock that first action into the completed past tense, that te form, you just add toto de
Okay, so if you're asking a pharmacist about medicine, you'd ask if you take it tabeta Atode.
after eating. Yeah. Or mita atode, after you watch a video. The first action is totally finished.
So you've locked it into that completed block, and the Atode acts like a mechanical hinge.
A hinge, yeah, connecting it to the very next distinct action. A happens, click, B happens.
But wait, is this just a stylistic choice, like choosing between after and afterward in English? Or is it a strict structural rule that actually changes the meaning?
Oh, it's a strict rule. That hinge works perfectly for quick, discrete actions. But this is where the rule breaks down.
Oh.
Yeah. What if the second event isn't a quick action, but an ongoing reality, like a continuous state?
Okay, I'm following.
If the second part of your sentence is a continuous state, you actually have to drop the de. You just use adodo. Using atodode there sounds highly unnatural to native Japanese ears.
Wait, really? Does dropping a single syllable actually change the structural meaning that much?
It does. It comes down to what the particle de actually does in Japanese. De usually marks a specific location or context.
Right, like where an action takes place.
Exactly. It's a definitive pinpoint. When you say atode, you are pointing to a specific, isolated moment in time after an event.
Okay, so the day is almost like a temporal anchor.
Yes. And without it, the timeline isn't locked down. It just kind of stretches out. Let's look at the aftermath of a big event, say a festival.
Sure.
If you want to say, after the festival there was a lot of trash, you'd say, Matsuri no ato, gomi ga ippai dato.
Oh, I see. So it's just a toto with no day at the end.
Right, exactly. Because, well, the trash being everywhere isn't a single action that happened at, like, exactly 8:01 p.m.
Right. It's a lingering state. It's just sitting there taking time and space.
You've got it. It's the same if, say, a grandfather drinks his tea and then continuously reads a book in his room for the rest of the afternoon.
So that would be nanda ato.
Yeah, after drinking. Or think about leaving the hospital. You wouldn't say, I left the hospital and then, click, I was healthy for one specific second.
Because being healthy is an ongoing state. So it's ten shita ato.
Exactly. Never a day.
So using a daitodea there wouldn't just be stylistically weird. It would literally sound to a native speaker like you were healthy for one specific millisecond after leaving the hospital.
Right. It completely breaks the logic of the sentence for native ears. It forces you to be hyper-aware of the exact nature of the actions you're describing.
Like, are you talking about a quick blip on the radar or an ongoing reality?
Exactly.
Wow. So the next time you are mentally planning your schedule in Japanese, try feeling the weight of that one syllable.
Yeah, use atode for your simple A then B Lego snaps. But drop the de if your second action is an ongoing vibe.
Ask yourself if you're dealing with a pinpoint or a stretched timeline.
It's a small adjustment, but it completely shifts how you frame reality.
It really does. Which leaves us with this final thought. If dropping a single tiny syllable like deer can completely change a quick action into an infinite continuous state, what other tiny linguistic shifts completely alter our fundamental perception of time in different languages?
That's a fascinating thing to think about.
It really makes you wonder if those rigid grammar rules aren't actually rules at all, but entirely different lenses for experiencing the world.